The champagne flute felt cool and fragile in my hand, a stark contrast to the roaring heat in my veins. My mother, her smile as polished and sharp as the diamond on her finger, leaned in close. "Darling," she said, her voice a saccharine whisper meant only for me. "We've decided. The car his parents gave you is being passed over to your sister. She needs it more." Before I could even process the words, my sister, Chloe, chimed in with a dismissive laugh. "Oh, relax, Maya. It's just a car." Every eye at our sweetheart table was on me. Then, my groom, Alex, who had been silent, placed his hand over mine. He looked directly at my mother and said, "Hello, my darlings, and welcome. I'm Ash." We've all had moments where family reveals its true face, not in the dark, but in the brightest light, for everyone to see. This is a story about a wedding day that became a battlefield, about the moment a mother's favoritism and a sister's entitlement collided with the unshakable strength of a love that was just beginning. If you've ever been made to feel that your joy is an inconvenience, that your blessings are up for grabs, then you will understand the fire that was lit that day. So, settle in, and if this story speaks to you, don't forget to subscribe and share your own experiences in the comments below. This is the story of my wedding, and the 5 words my husband said that changed everything. The morning of my wedding, I felt like I was floating. After a childhood of always being second best, the overlooked, practical daughter next to my sister Chloe's dazzling, chaotic light, I had found my person. Alex saw me. Not the quiet shadow, but the woman who loved old books, who could fix a leaky faucet, and whose heart was a deep, steady well of loyalty. His family, warm and generous, had welcomed me as one of their own. Their wedding gift had left me speechless, the keys to a sleek, reliable sedan, a tangible symbol of the stable, secure future they wished for us. "It's too much," I'd whispered to Alex, my eyes brimming. "Nothing is too much for you," he'd replied, his thumb brushing away a tear. "They adore you. We all do." That adoration was a foreign language in my own home. My mother had always been Chloe's chief curator and publicist. Chloe's school plays were front-row events, mine were attended if there was time. Chloe's broken nail was a crisis, my quiet achievements were expected, met with a bland, "That's nice, dear." The car, I knew, was a thorn in their side. It was proof that I was valued elsewhere, that I had stumbled into a fortune they hadn't controlled. The ceremony was perfect. As I walked toward Alex, I didn't see my mother's tight smile or my sister's bored expression. I only saw him. For a few blissful hours, during the photos and the first dance, I let myself believe that the old dynamics didn't matter anymore. I had my own family now. We were seated at the sweetheart table, stealing bites of cake between well wishes, our fingers intertwined. The band was playing a soft jazz number, and the world was a soft focused dream. And then my mother and sister descended. They looked like a portrait of elegant conspiracy. Mom in her silver sheath dress, Chloe in a blush pink gown that was a little too bridal for a sister of the bride. "Maya, darling, you look comfortable," my mother began, her eyes sweeping over my simple silk gown. She leaned in, the scent of her expensive perfume cloying. "We need to have a little chat about that lovely gift from Alex's parents." My stomach tightened. "The car?" "Yes." Her smile widened, but it didn't reach her eyes. "We've discussed it, and we've decided it's best to pass it over to Chloe. Her little convertible is so unreliable, and with her new internship across town, she simply needs it more." The air left my lungs. I felt like I'd been punched. "You've decided?" I managed to stammer. "Mom, it was a gift. To me and Alex." Chloe let out that tinkling laugh I knew so well, the one that dismissed my feelings as dramatic nonsense. "Oh, relax, Maya. It's just a car. It's not like you need it." You and Alex work from home half the time. Don't be so selfish. Selfish. The word they always used when I dared to want something for myself. When I didn't automatically hand over my birthday money, my time, my dignity. The weight of a lifetime of always coming second pressed down on me, threatening to crack the joyful facade of the day. My eyes stung with humiliated tears. I looked down at my plate, the beautiful cake now tasting like ash. I felt Alex's hand, warm and steady, cover mine. I expected him to squeeze it in sympathy, to try and calm the situation. But his grip was firm, almost electric with intensity. I looked up at him. His gaze wasn't on me. It was fixed on my mother, his expression calm but utterly unyielding. The easygoing smile he'd worn all day was gone, replaced by a quiet, formidable authority I had only ever seen him use in serious business meetings. The table fell silent. My father, who had been nursing his scotch a few feet away, shifted uncomfortably. My mother's smile faltered under Alex's direct stare. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. In the sudden quiet, his words were clear, measured, and cut through the reception hall like a shard of ice. He looked my mother dead in the eye and said, "The title is in our name." For a moment, there was only the sound of the band in the background. The words hung in the air, simple, factual, and utterly devastating in their implication. My mother blinked. I beg your pardon?" "The car," Alex repeated, his voice still calm, but with a steel edge I don't think any of them knew he possessed. "The title. It's registered to me and Maya. It is our property. It is not a family asset to be passed around. It is not yours to give away." Chloe's laugh had died in her throat. Her mouth was slightly agape. "It was a gift," my mother tried to recover, her voice losing its polished smoothness, turning shrill. "From your parents. We're all family here. We share." "No," Alex interrupted, the word final. "You do not get to decide what happens to gifts given to my wife. You do not get to ambush her at our wedding and call her selfish for wanting to keep what is rightfully hers." He then turned his gaze to Chloe, and it was, if possible, even colder. "And it is not just a car. It is a symbol of my family's welcome to Maya. It is a promise we made to her. And you treating it like a hand-me-down is an insult to her, and to me." The silence at the table was now profound. I could feel the stares from nearby tables. My mother's face was a mask of furious humiliation. Chloe looked like she'd been slapped. Alex stood up, never breaking eye contact with my mother. He gently pulled me to my feet beside him. "Now, if you'll excuse us," he said, his voice returning to its normal, warm tone, but the authority remained. "My wife and I would like to enjoy the rest of our wedding reception." He didn't wait for a reply. He led me away from the table, his arm a solid, protective fortress around my waist. I was trembling, but not from sadness. From a surge of adrenaline, of validation, of a love that didn't just whisper comfort but roared defense. We walked onto the dance floor as the band struck up a new song. He pulled me close, and I buried my face in his shoulder. "Did you see her face?" I whispered, a hysterical laugh bubbling up inside me. "I saw it," he murmured into my hair. "I've been waiting to say something like that for 2 years. Nobody gets to treat you that way. Not today. Not ever again." The rest of the night passed in a blissful blur. My mother and sister left shortly after, without a word. But their absence was a gift. The cloud that had always followed me was gone, blown away by the 5 simple, powerful words of the man who had just become my husband. Later, as we drove away from the reception in our car, strewn with cans and "just married" painted on the windows, I looked over at Alex. The title is in our name? I said, a full-blown grin spreading across my face. That was spectacularly ruthless. He grinned back, taking my hand. It was the truth. And sometimes, baby, the truth is the most powerful weapon you have. They thought they could walk in and take what was mine, as they always had. They thought it was just a car. They didn't understand it was a line in the sand. And my husband, my beautiful, quiet, fierce husband, was the one who drew it. The people who love us should be our sanctuary, not our battlefield. My story is a reminder that it only takes one person, one unwavering voice, to break a toxic cycle and change the story. If you believe in the power of a love that protects, that stands firm in the face of old wounds, then show this channel some love. Subscribe for more stories of boundaries found and respect earned, and let me know in the comments what you would have done in that moment. Until next time.